All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk about multi-frame generation, and AI upscaling. After being able to test this for the last couple of days on the PC, obviously with PSSR testing out their AI solution for ML learning, I want to talk to you guys. I tried to do a live stream tonight so that we could talk to this, so that we could talk about it as a community, but we did not get a chance to do that. But I still want to give you guys my overall opinion on my findings and the experience that I have had so far. So guys, I know that there's a lot of talk out there right now about developers not optimizing games and using this more as a crutch for crappy games. I know that that is a fear that a lot of us have, especially because we are being asked to pay $70 for games. We are essentially being asked to pay exuberant prices for this upscaling technology and all of that. So yeah, I get it. I understand the anxiety. Trust me, I'm a gamer. I have that same anxiety. Hence the reason I tried to do a live stream tonight so that we could talk about this. But my friends, during my testing, there were actually games that I feel were optimized very well around this and actually pretty decent without using the upscaling. Now, I know that you guys go out of your way. I know there's a lot of people, not you guys, but a lot of people that literally go out of their way to bash Ubisoft every step of the way. Now, when Star Wars Outlaws launched, yeah, it kind of came out, it was a little bit broken. I mean, Ubisoft usually does launch their games, they do come in hot. I was sitting there playing it. And I'm playing this and it feels like super optimized, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is like actually tricking me. I've got like FSR 3.1 on with the frame generation enabled in the game. Then I also have AMD's Fluid Motion Frames 2 running on top of that. And it's just producing so many frames, and it just feels so good that it was enough to actually trick my brain. So I look at this from like a wider perspective. Now, when these companies are out there and they're trying to sell us this stuff, and we're looking at it like, oh my gosh, man, they're ruining gaming, they're doing this, and I have to look at this from this point of view. Is like with Nvidia, my friends, I look at Nvidia and I see them as just trying to push this AI stuff as hard as they can. I mean, I'm not saying that AMD isn't doing the same thing, because obviously they're starting right now. They're going to be doing it with FSR 4. But when you look at Nvidia, this push that they've been doing, like AI, and they really try to push all this technology through the GPU business. Now, take for instance, and why would they do that? And why wouldn't they do that? You know what I mean? When you want to seed the community, or you want to seed a lot of people very fast, you go for the youngest generation, right? Who plays video games? Younger people, right? You get a lot of younger people that are playing video games that are like eating up this tech. They're like, oh my gosh, I guarantee it, guys. If you go out there and you ask the people, the older generation like myself, the ones that are kind of pushing back against it, and then the younger guys that are pushing it up, you look at that, and it's almost like an even split. You have the older guys that are kind of against it, like, we don't want that stuff. And then the younger guys are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. This is the future. This is the greatest thing ever. And there's always going to be this battle, this constant battle between the new and the old. And yes, you're right. Us older guys want to hang on to what we know. You're right. You're 100% right. But the younger guys, they're like, yeah, this is the future. This is going to do this. And us older guys are like, we're skeptical. We're older. We've been here. We've seen things. We've been humbled. We've been, we've been taken advantage of so many times because we're older, that we just don't buy in to every new flashy gimmick right when they put it out there. We're like, wait a minute, we want to see more. We want to see this actually propel that. And you guys always come at me. You're like, "Duh, Frog, how could you not like DLSS and all of this stuff?" And it's like, I look at DLSS and I turn it on, and it takes away from my image quality. I don't care what AI does, period. When I buy a game, and this is real, okay? when I buy a game, I want to support that developer that got up in the morning like I did, that brushed his teeth, combed his hair, took a shower, got ready, drove to work, or went to his computer, sat down, got creative, put his artistic touch into building what he's building for me. Type in those keys, drawn out the sketches, whatever it is. Placing that light in that specific way, the way that he thinks it looks good in his mind. He envisioned this, his beautiful artwork. And then he wants to sell that to me. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I want to see that. I want to buy that from you. I want to reward you for your hard work. So yeah, here's my $70. Give me my game that you made, and then let me play it. And if it's good, I'll say something nice about it. If it's not, I'm probably going to say something mean about it. You know what I mean? That's the way the world goes. AI on the other hand. I can get on ChatGPT right now and I can ask it to make it the weirdest, stupidest thing ever. And guess what? 3 seconds later, a picture will pop up. 4 of them, in fact. And it'll be like, is this good enough? And I'll be like, nah, change that. Boom, another 3 seconds. It'll pop up another thing. That is not artwork. I mean, it is. I mean, it makes some really cool looking stuff. But I don't want the AI machine to do that. I want to pay that guy that gets up, that got to feed his family, that wants to go buy a new car, that wants to go buy a PC, that wants to live and do things, that wants to work, make money, and build a life out. I want to support that. These corporations own these AI machines that make all these pictures for us. Do you think they're going to pay the AI robot to go do something? No, they're going to take away the jobs of all of those fellow humans and give it to a robot, give it to a machine to do it. And then those guys are going to be poor. They're going to be sitting in California on the side of the road, homeless like everybody else. And what then? And then what then? Then we just log into our PC after our hard day at work and be like, you know what? I want you to create me a game that's an open world that I can run through a jungle. And it's like, okay, 3 seconds later, a game pops up and I'm running around mindlessly in a AI created world. Why that dude is sitting out there? Because he went into making games and I went into turning wrenches. I get to play what AI created while he gets to be homeless. That's what I push back on. If you don't like that, that's fine, whatever. If you guys want an AI future, cool. I turn wrenches. What do you do for a living? I mean, I guess if they build a robot to do what I do, maybe they could do it, but I don't know. It takes like a really good amount of finesse to get your body to contort in ways that they can be fast and efficient to do that. But I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can find something to do that. Maybe whatever, cool. I mean, that's definitely going to be a lot longer away than a machine writing a program that'll do a video game for me instantly. That there's coming a lot faster than a machine coming to take my job. So I'll get to enjoy that. Those guys won't. So that's what I push back on. But let's talk about how it actually feels. Is it good? Is it convincing? Does it actually work? Yes, and it's pretty scary. Like, it's pretty scary. I feel bad for those guys that get up and do that to build those games for me. I do, because the frame generation, that feels pretty good. Like, it's convincing. It tricked my brain. The AI upscaling, I mean, I do like it on some games. Some games it feels like pretty uncanny valley. With FSR 3 and whatever, there's still enough imperfection in the game that it doesn't look like something just took it over and just like recreated it and like made it all perfect. And, and so that to me is like, okay, dude, I like this. I think that is absolutely freaking incredible. I can still play that, but I don't use it. I don't use FSR. I don't use DLSS. But if it wasn't for that PlayStation 5 Pro, I probably would still be like, I don't care. But PlayStation 5 Pro has kind of broke me down a little bit on it. PSSR actually looks pretty good, and it does a very good job at what it's supposed to do for PS5 Pro. It like gets to that 60, it maintains that, it enhances the image quality. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm okay with that. It doesn't go above and beyond to like completely alter the overall look and feel of the game that's originally there. It actually just enhances that. It brings more of that out. And I'm like, woo, wow, because it doesn't like over sharpen it or kind of like make it look like, I don't know, it doesn't look uncanny valley to me from PSSR. And trust me guys, I'm really not trying to go after Nvidia. I'm really not. There's a distinct look. I mean, look at everybody that talks about PSSR versus the way they talk about DLSS. Clearly there's a distinct look that my eye likes more than DLSS. That's it. That's all it is. I can turn on PS5 Pro and I'm like, that actually looks pretty good. That's satisfactory. I like the way that looks. It looks cool. And then, you know, like turning on DLSS. You know, guys, I only ever used DLSS in quality mode. And I hear a lot of people using it in like performance and stuff like that when they're doing like the testing, and even Nvidia is showing like performance. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe that just makes it look way too good or something. I don't know. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it is a user error. But, you know, obviously I will be trying like performance on the 5080. I will be. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on it. I'm not 100% against it, but I do feel like it is something that is going to affect a lot of people's livelihoods pretty quickly. I feel like there's so many tasks that AI can do. Like, you just be like, oh yeah, you know, they write a program, they're like, hey, AI, go do all the lighting for this scene. And then you tell it, and it goes out there and it does it. And they're like, man, that looks pretty good. Let's move on. I really do feel like that is gonna like start taking over our games, and that's what's gonna start ruining them. Do I think the AI is, I mean, like, I really do think that these corporations will get to a point where they're like, hey, we're gonna sell you a service. You just tell the AI what you wanna play, and it will make it, it will do it right now, and it'll stream it right to you. And you'll just be mindless, dude. People won't care. I'll tell you, this is why it scares me. And I'll close with this. I'm the kind of person that can literally log into an open world game, like Arma Reforger, and just run around and literally do nothing except for walk around. Isn't that creepy? What if AI could just be like, hey, you know what? I need an infinite forest that I can walk through. And it's like, yep, coming right up. 3 seconds later, it pops up on my screen, and there you go. I got a cool, badass looking character, and I'm trotting through the freaking jungle. Hey, you know what? Can we just put a really high cliff that I can climb? Yeah, 3 seconds later, boom, mountain right there in front of me. I'm climbing it. That's what I'm talking about, guys. I think that is a possibility, and I think that it's not too far away. After using ChatGPT and getting pictures in 3 seconds, I don't know, man. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.